What's up, guys? In this video, we want to break down with PropStream some new features that you'll have to your advantage that will drastically help you with leads, comps, analyzing properties, coming up with numbers when you're making offers. I brought Bert. He is going to talk a little bit more about some new features. What's going on, Bert? How you doing?
Steven, what's going on, man? I'm doing well. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Man, I've seen a lot of changes in prop streams, things being moved around. Looks like there might be some future integrations, but it looks completely different than we did when we did this last video. And maybe if you can share with us what's going on with PropStream. I know they recently acquired Batch, but I see all kinds of different buttons and analytics. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the head. There's a lot going on. We did acquire Batch Leads July of last year, obviously with the idea to integrate the data that we acquired, as well as the dialer that we acquired from them as well. If you're already in PropStream, you might see some of that movement on the toolbar. But yeah, again, not only did we acquire Batch Leads and Batch Dialer, we also brought in some new features in PropStream. The mission really is to give you as much data so you can make informed decisions, but also, you can utilize this data to generate leads and get to these homeowners much faster. And that's essentially our goal, is to help you get to these owners as soon as possible with accurate data.
I love it because once you really get the hang of it, I mean, you're able to do this stuff while you're on the call. I was just on the deal desk every Friday. I do those live calls, and I got a brand new lead that came in. And, I went through the whole script, why you want to sell, when you want to sell, all that stuff. But I had PropStream tab open, and I was able to quickly analyze what number I had to be at. And without that data, I would have never figured that, for me, it looked like it was the middle of nowhere. But it was actually a lot of activity. It was in Cleveland, Tennessee. And I noticed a lot of comps had there's a lot of land being sold, a lot of new construction. So I was able to use that data and come up with an offer that made sense, and the homeowner agreed to it. We got a signed contract. But these kinds of tools are essential when you're trying to get deals under contract, especially over the phone. So it was awesome. But
dude, first off, I just said that's insane. Like when I started with PropStream, it was the software right here above my shoulder. And I would be honest with you, this is 2013. Deals took like a week and a half because you had to send a postcard. You're not even in Tennessee. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
I'm over here.
That's double insane. So not only were like deals taking a week and a half because you got to wait for them to get the postcard and then cross your fingers they called you back, but people weren't even doing deals outside of their jurisdiction. And so that's why I'm like, dude, what the hell? You like nonchalantly like, oh yeah, deal in Tennessee somewhere. Took care of it in the same day that we called the owner. Like, what? Same day deals?
I wouldn't be able to do that though without the tools to analyze it like PropStream. We do stuff nationwide. Obviously Tampa, Florida is our favorite market here, but I mean, we're locking up deals in other states because we have the tools and resources like PropStream to come up with our offers. But man, I just see a lot of new stuff going on, and I think you just got to share your screen and tell the people. Can you dig in a little bit more about what's cooking over there?
Yeah, so again, new UI. So the moment you log into PropStream, you're going to see a bunch of new colors, new logos on the left-hand side. But let's talk about new stuff. So one of the new data sets that we added is actually in our filter menu. And so you can pull up any market just like you have in the past. So go up and pull up your county, city, zip code. We'll go to Atlanta right now. And the new data set I'm referring to is actually in our filter menu, and it's called PropStream Intelligence. And so in PropStream Intelligence, the two data sets that we're referring to is one, the overall property condition. So PropStream is now using AI to analyze the data that we store. Wow. The way we're using the AI in this case is we're looking at photo grading. So a lot of properties go on the MLS. Agents take pictures for us. Thank you, agents. Some of them sell, some of them don't. We store that data in PropStream. And then once that data is stored in PropStream, our AI can look at the photos and compare them. We can compare disrepaired properties to properties that are in excellent condition with all the utilities and appliances that are needed. How does that work for you? Well, you can manipulate our data. So, for example, go to Atlanta, Georgia, and find me a tax delinquent property, perhaps. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the MLS. And so I'm looking for tax delinquent. And then I also want that, I'm sorry, the MLS, PropStream Intelligence. So tax delinquent, but what I want is a property that's in average condition or worse. And I want to be talking to properties that are fully renovated because again, if the idea is to get them a cash offer, fully renovated properties might be a hard conversation. So yeah, not to say you can't do it, but I'm just going to separate the two scenarios here. So as you can see, I'm looking up tax delinquent properties in Atlanta that have a photo grading of average or worse. Here are the options. You can go disrepair all the way up to luxury. I'm not doing luxury again. The max I want is up to average looking properties. And so PropStream goes through the data. They're looking for tax delinquent properties that are up to average looking. And here are my 820 results. What does that mean? That means when you go to these properties, you'll see that new data set right smack in the middle. Delinquent property, I asked for no better than average condition. So everything from the exterior, the interior, everything is average. And I can confirm that. I can just look at the photos and just make sure. So pull up the property and we can see average looking, right? We don't have granite countertops or any of that stuff. Now, again, this is average looking. If you're like, okay, it's still too good for me, I don't want that, well, then we just tweak it up a little bit. We go back in the filter menu and say, okay, average is too average. What I want is to still make that really good cash offer, deeply discounted property. So what I want instead is I want poor looking properties or disrepair. So again, our AI goes through the tax delinquencies, the ones with photos, because either they're on market, they failed on market, they can't, whatever, right? Someone took a picture of that, the agent. Our AI will go through it, and now we're down to 250. But this time, these are the poor condition properties. What does that mean? That means when you pull up that property, you'll get the same grading system, but much different audience now. As you can see, this property is in poor condition. Heck, they don't even have the interior.
Oh, looks beat up.
Right. So again, all we're doing is just kind of reducing that noise. Before this, I would pull up tax delinquency, single family properties and start calling and then guess whether, again, I would have to ask one layer of question. How's the property? Today, you can control that. You can literally start with the disrepaired conversations and then go on to the next one. You don't have to guess. This is just that extra layer that we've added.
Yeah, so you could, I mean, if somebody was trying to go after these homeowners that might be a little bit more open to, or agents that might be open to a lower cash offer with the homeowner, they can just pull a list using the photo grading, and then you can skip trace all that within the app as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have our skip tracing. You'll just save these properties. As you can see, we have like 250, so check them off and save them. We'll store them in your My Properties, and then within your My Properties, you can skip trace them for contact information. But Stephen, again, that's just one angle, if you will. Again, we have tons of different users. Here's another angle I could share with you in terms of how this photo grading can be useful. Creative seller financing, for example, right? Like when you're having a conversation, let's say we're trying to do a subject to, for example, one of the things we still have to know about is the condition of that property. Well, we can use that to our advantage. For example, go to Atlanta, find me all the failed listings that are in great condition already. I don't want a property that failed and is in horrible condition. What does that mean? I need to put money into it before we can subject to it, right? Again, we can control the noise. If you want to do that, great. But what I'm going to do is start with the ones already in great condition. So find me all the failed listings that are in average or better condition already. I don't want to have to ask that. So they're failed, they're in average or better condition. And if we're going to do something creative, then make sure that it's an assumable loan. Those are our new mortgage filters. So this is something new here. And the rate is no more than 3%. So now I'm using two new features in PropStream, right? Our mortgage filters, I'm asking PropStream assumable, fix under 3%, but also use the photo grading. That way I don't have to worry about renovations. It's all renovated. They just failed on the market. I need to call these 129 homeowners and just expose them to a different strategy. And that strategy, you know what that is. And that's actually 26 owners. And that's another way of using photo grading, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be disrepair properties. It could be properties that you could use creative seller financing on. And there you have it.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Cool. So what are some other features that people could use besides photo grading that could help them get more deals?
Yes, and so just showed you right now the second new filters or new data sets that came in over the
Mhm.
last years are mortgage information. And this to me, I think is just a hidden gem. Not so many people utilize it to that degree. I just showed you a perfect case example. If you're doing
Right.
subject twos, for example, you have the ability to say, hey, who in my market is an individual with an assumable? Who in my market has a fixed rate? Who in my market has a certain percentage? But you have to understand that mortgage info is also a motivation to sell, or could be a motivation to sell, right? Let's use current events. I literally recently read this morning. Today is what, January 9th of 2026. I read this morning that the administration was trying to talk to these mortgage, like these huge banks, if you will, to buy a
Mhm.
bunch of mortgages to potentially drop the mortgage rate. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I'm not here to talk politics, but I heard that. I was like, oh, okay. So the government's
Yeah.
trying to reduce the rate somehow. Okay, well, who would that impact? Right? The rates are, I don't even know what the rates are, but let's say they're at 6% today, right? So if the rates, let's say, drop 2%, I'm just wishful thinking. I doubt it will ever, but let's say it does, right? Let's say rates drop to 4% today. Do you think a homeowner in Atlanta with a 2-3% is going to care about that? No.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean by our mortgage filters not being used heavily. I tell people all the time, what you can do with our data, Stephen, is create situations. So I could say, okay, look, if I know the rates are going to drop to 4, and everybody with the 2 or 3% don't give a crap about that, well, then show me all the individuals in Atlanta that have lived in their house for 10 years or more that have been paying on a much higher rate mortgage. And so that mortgage of theirs is, let's say, 8% or higher. So why am I speaking to homeowners with lower rates that don't want to consider selling their property? And I could just say, hey, you know what? Rates are about to drop this year. I need to start preparing my audience. And my audience in this case are homeowners with high interest rates, homeowners with an 8% or higher, a tax delinquent homeowner with 8% or higher, a pre-foreclosure. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is just one extra layer of motivation. So when that homeowner is looking at their disrepaired property, you could also talk to them about that high interest rate and say, hey, look, I know your property's in disrepair. I know you probably want to reconsider rehabbing it, or we can utilize your equity, buy a new property and get you a much lower rate because the market's about to drop.
No,
And
that's
that's essentially how one can use our mortgage filters differently, is just creating that situation. In this case, who has a high interest rate that needs to know about the rate drop? Maybe they might consider selling their property.
yeah, and something that I really like is also the demographics you guys have on these the properties.
Yes.
You could also use that to analyze kind of like what kind of buyer am I going to like in this area? What kind of offer should I make based on what's going on in the area?
Oh, I love that you brought that up. So yeah, let's pull up a property with our new demographics here. And so anytime you pull up a property, one of our new data sets
Hmm.
here. Oh my goodness. Definitely. Let me pull up this market here. Sorry, Sam, I think I might be lagging again. So
Oh, you're good.
let me kill it. I think what's happening is I think I have cookies stuck. I've been going way too fast. Is it Shift F12? So regarding our new demographics data, Stephen, you could easily find that in any property. You simply just pull up a property, and there's actually a new tab that you're going to see that says demographics. And so the cool thing about the demographics is it's unique to every single property. It's not the demographics for the city. It's not the demographics for the zip code. It's the
Mm.
demographics within a certain radius around that property that you pulled up. So in this case, I pulled up this property off Elizabeth Avenue, and within a 1 mile radius, I can already see many different demographics, like percentages of owners versus renters, type of housing you'll normally find within a 1 mile radius, the average income brackets, household composition, right? Let's say you're the fix and flipper and you see there's 4 people or more per household. Hey, there might need to be an ADU added to that property, right? Total population by age group, highest education level, and the commute. And what's also cool about our demographics, Stephen, is you can make your adjustments. You can go as low as a quarter mile or as high as to 10 miles, depending on your area, whether you're in a dense city or a rural environment. But what I like to personally look at it, and what I think is the most important box personally, is probably that first box, right? You pull up an asset, you go to our demographics, you get to see the breakdown of owners versus renters. And I think this is important because when it comes to dispoing a deal or who my buyer is, or maybe you're the buyer, this is your exit strategy. This lets you know what's already happening in the market. And if I know, hey, there's more owners than there are renters in this area, then I might just fix and flip this property myself or find a fix and flipper who's already buying properties in that market and then promote this product to them. If it's the opposite, if there's more renters in this market than owners, then I might just be the landlord for this property. Or I might go find a landlord and say, hey, I have another great rental property in your neighborhood. So demographics, great way to assess the asset and determine what the best exit strategy is or define the best buyer for the property.
Wow, that's awesome. And I'm sure you guys have some more things. I don't know what you can or can't say in the works. I have a theory of what's to
Yeah.
come, but I think it's going to put everything all in one, and it's going to make it easier for people to reach out to homeowners and make offers.
Yes, I think your theory is very, very on track. And to kind of confirm your theory just a little bit, we definitely have an icon already embedded. We're doing this in phases, Stephen. So if you can connect the dots, you guys can know what the end result's going to be. Right now, if you click on the icon, it will redirect you. But hopefully, very hopefully, and very soon, that maybe may not be the case. But I'll
Dude,
let you guys kind of jump to conclusions there.
that is awesome. So, guys, there you have it. There's some new features on PropStream you can start using this year, stuff that didn't exist last year. Now you have all these AI photo grading, leverage points, demographics. I mean, these are things that will help you come up with the right offers, the right conversations, and it gives you a different perspective when making offers. You really want to get to know the area, especially if you're doing this virtually, right? So, like, if I didn't have PropStream, I wouldn't be able to give a confident offer for a house in an area that I don't live in, right? Me living in Tampa, I know the area, lived here for a while, so I kind of know the good spots, the bad spots, the prices. But if I'm entering a new market or I get an inbound lead from a market that I don't live in, I need some kind of tools and resources to kind of leverage in order for me to make the best offer possible. So, Bert, thank you so much for taking
Of
the
course.
time and showing everybody the new features. I'm really excited on what's to come. And guys, I will leave a link for free trial of PropStream and link in the description. You got to try it out, especially if you're doing this virtually. I'll see you guys on the next video.